Hey guys, welcome back to the Dragon Slayer. Today we're doing Content Creation Corner, and I have a special guest that is amazing. And as you can see, he's a giant floating head. Meet Nello the Bonehead. How are you doing, Nello?
Hey yo, I'm a bonehead on the internet. My name is Nello. All right. Let's be real. I'm not good with introductions here. I just shoot it. So yeah, Nello. Hi. Yeah, as you can see, there's no neck, there's no spine, there's no nothing. I'm just a floating head. That's all I am.
You remind me of the Castlevania floating skulls that chased poor Trevor Belmont around.
Nah. I'm more the lines of the Lost Souls from Doom.
Oh God, I remember those too.
Yep, I just darted to you.
Your character is incredibly fascinating. I have never seen anybody do a floating skull. So can you tell me more about the lore and what inspired you to go this route? Because it is incredibly unique.
So, to start out, I started out as the Pokemon Cramorant, because I had nothing. Literally had nothing when I started streaming. It was just like, I was just a PNG of a digital image of myself. That I turned to a Cramorant. Then I started to I love. All right, first of all, I love Bloodborne. As you can see where I am right now, Bloodborne. So it's nothing but Bloodborne here, Bloodborne love, and FromSoft, and I'm a big geek and a fanboy of them. Don't get Miyazaki started about the feet though. I mean, him and Tarantino would get along just fine. With my stuff, it started with just a love for Eileen the Crow, as a character from Bloodborne. She got kind of like a Plague Doctor S kind of thing, the Hunter of Hunters. I start from there, kind of did a little twist rendition of my own, and I liked it. It just didn't felt like it was me. It felt like I'm more doing whatever. It didn't feel like me. Like, I liked it, but it didn't feel like me. So it was actually I was supposed to be a full body. And I got the full picture and everything. Everything looked great, and I was blown away. It was done by the design and everything was done by Schweini-san. It was a great idea for the bonehead, like a skeleton, kind of like a void creature. I forgot how that came to be, but the problem was, it was expensive. The whole thing. Doing the whole model, doing the whole rigging process. It was expensive. So, to really cut costs, just upload again.
So that was like 80%. That was like an 80% discount because we're missing the other part, right?
Yep. $900. This full model was.
It is amazing, though, for what you have. I mean, it's incredible. Do you ever plan on going full body, or do you think you're going to just stay with the theme of a floating skull?
Essentially. It's a pretty penny, obviously, but it's it's definitely like, yeah, I'll do it. Just when the time comes. It'll be nice. It'll be cool. I'm not going to go with the whole, all serious, edgy kind of guy that I wanted to be in the previous, thoughts of me being a Vtuber, but no. I'm not taking this seriously. I'm just here. I'm just having fun. I'm not going to be all serious. Yeah, I'm a bonehead. And then I'm going to be in VC like, you do not talk to Bonehead that way. And then it's like, oh, he's still in character. We can't talk to him. All right.
Darn,
No,
he's doing some kayfabe. We can't talk to him.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. I'm just fully me because I'm like, but dude, I there's too much to. I mean, when I'm on screen, I'll be like, the bonehead, and then I'll do random shit, and I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. I just really don't play the like serious role at all. I'm very much I'm a crude dude. I'm as crude as they come.
I'm very curious to see the full body, but I gotta admit, I'll be kind of sad too the day you go full body, because I mean the floating skull is amazing. It's like you just don't see that. It's really cool.
The full body is really nice. I'll actually I can send that. It's unique in itself. It's very, very nice, and
oh wow.
It is nothing but just love put into it. I love it to bits. And I think like that being attached to like this head is gonna be like a mix of like, you know, a whole that you see this big monstrous thing and I'm just like, hey, hello.
You know, though, just thinking of that, with the way you're set up, you could, you know, detach your head and have it float with your body separate too, and stuff like Dualhans, or like I think that is Dualhans.
Yep, that's the goal there.
That would be cool. That actually be really neat. Goal.
Just to have it detached and all that stuff, and it's like
Yeah, actually, that is really cool. Thinking about it that way, because you could just have your skull dancing on one side and your body dancing on
the one thought I actually did have was like having the full body as a separate model and having this one on top of it. That way, it's just you know, you don't really need to just put my head on there. I can just put my head on top of there, and then it just moves around on top of it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would actually work around just fine.
Oh, I think that'll look amazing. I can't wait to see that. That will be badass. and that is really creative. Really, that's really well thought out. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. And then you could do all sorts of stuff with that, and keep them, you know, synced separately. That holy crap. Infinite potential with that. Holy crap.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do.
Wow.
There's a lot. I actually gotta run that by Wolfay. Wolfay 2D is the one that did that model. Also did Trua's model, which Trua is also having a basically a brand new model coming from her. So that's a fun one.
Yes. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. But I think it'll be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But no, holy crap. The infinite potential you could have with that. I mean, God, you got ideas popping in my head, Nello, with just that kind of concept. I mean, you could have it holding something and that be the chat talking and stuff. I mean, holy crap. There's just like a million things you can do with that. Yeah, that is clever. I really say I'm blown away on that. That's neat.
It's a working process, definitely, and it will definitely be a lot happening with that one. The thing is, with the way this model is being handled, I'm not sure if it would work with that, because this model is uniquely rigged, and she did an incredible job, because looking at this. This is a 2D model, mind you not, but it looks 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So we go from here to here to here to here. It's oh my god, it's like so good. But the downside is you can't put props on. So for example, if you decided to put a prop on me, for example, take this chocolate, this coffee cup.
Mhm.
If you put this coffee cup anywhere on my like head, right here, there it goes. Bye bye. And then it'll fall. Hold on. And then it'll come back up. All right. Here you go.
That's comical. I don't even have words. Wow.
Because this whole flame is built on a conveyor belt. That's all it is. It's just a conveyor belt on an animation. There it falls down, and then, you know, I love my coffee cup just floating right by me, you know?
Now serving coffee number 12. So how long have you been doing content creation?
3 years.
3 years? Has it only
Yep,
been on Twitch, or have you done any other places?
Done on YouTube, but not much on YouTube. I'm going to be doing more of that because of Bones and Burgers. The restaurant show I had an idea of, and a buddy of mine co-hosted it as well. And we're going to do more of that, and like I'm on TikTok, but mostly I started on Twitch just for fun. It was a fun. It is fun.
Well, that leads to this next question. What got you inspired to do content creation?
Basically just playing games and just being on the internet. I've been wanting to do this for a while, even without I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I never had the right stuff to do it with. I used to like do Guitar Hero videos back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just posted it. I used to put a camcorder in front of a TV, just record me doing that. I'd tell my parents to like be quiet, I'm recording, and they would have to go behind me or something like that.
Geez.
And it was one of those TVs with the boxes at the back. Yeah, those old ones.
I
So
remember
it looked
those.
very great. Yeah, it looked very great. No, it didn't. And I wanted to do it a capture card style, but can't do a capture card style on one of those things because, good lord, I had no idea how to do it, and it was very rough. What happens is that Trua started content creating due to her friend named Dania Luxu, which is one of our mutual friends as well, IRL, and they did a lot of VTubing, and they're like, hey, you should get into streaming. It's like, oh, okay. And then Trua was like, hey, you should get into streaming. You've been wanting to do it for a while. So you know what? How about you do it? I was like, all right. And then I was just like, got into it, and I loved it, got hooked. And then the whole idea with like wanting to brand myself, I had no idea what I wanted to brand. And I was just like, oh, I actually like this. You know what? This is what I am. I'm a bonehead. And now everybody says, like, oh, when they see a crow, they're like, oh my God, it's Nello. And when they see a bonehead, like, for example, there's one repo of a crow skull, they're like, oh my God, Nello, you're in the game. It's honestly really cool that that's how people kind of like, it's flattering that people are like, oh yeah, thinking of you because, this thing right here. And I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, it's kind of funny. I was thinking of the floating skulls I hated in Castlevania because they would come after you, especially the ones that were heat sinking.
I don't remember those ones. I just remember the ones from the Medusa heads.
Oh yeah, the Medusa heads were painless too. Yeah,
the Medusa heads. Well, you jump over them, and then you had that one night thing. Just you had to constantly hit and all that. It was just.
Castlevania was my jam back in the day. Symphony of the Night, one of the greatest Castlevania games ever.
I have not played that.
Really?
Which one is that one?
It was on for PlayStation 1. It's kind of almost like Metroid, but in this one you play as Alucard. and you fight bosses to get new weapons. You find treasures, and there's multiple story endings. But and the soundtrack is phenomenal. Like, I would play that all the time and listen to it for inspiration. There isn't a bad piece in that whole soundtrack.
Gaming soundtracks are just, in general, like they're so good. Obviously, Doom is one of the popular ones that most people go to, of like, oh my god, Doom. Yeah, I listen to that just in the car or working out or all that stuff. It's really great. One of the more iconic ones I usually go to, and it's more cheerful. Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is it's one of the greatest racing games ever. You know, you can be wrong about naming anything else. It's fine. I mean, Mario Kart World, yeah, it's a fun game. It's really fun. Kirby Air Ride, so much better. It's so much better. And when people will fight me on it, I'll be like, it's okay. It's all right. No, you just haven't played it yet. It's so good. I have yet to play any other game on the Switch besides that game ever since I got it.
Yeah, I highly recommend Symphony of the Night, man. Now that I'm shocked you have never played that, you know, you definitely got to see if you can find it sometime. It's one of the greatest Castlevania masterpieces. And it was a shame they never followed up with a sequel.
I've played only one Castlevania, though, just the first one. That was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just played the first one.
I loved Simon's Quest. It was more RPG-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
It was action, though, but you had to go to dungeons and find your equipment, though, to upgrade.
What a bad night to have a curse.
Yep. And then then it went back to just linear stages and 3 and then 4.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
a lot of backtracking in 2.
Yeah. That was the only downside with 2. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to go all the way east now. Oh, hey, now we're going to have to go all the way back west.
Yeah, and then you have to go through an onslaught of just constant stuff, and then like the enemy placement. Like, I watched a video called Sequelitis. It's with Ego Raptor. He touched on that, the comparison between 1 and 2. And it was just like the wall. There's a difference between Castlevania 1 and 2. No chicken, just churches.
Yep.
Castlevania 1 is the chicken. Castlevania 2 is the churches. It's like
so true,
man.
Well, you got to think about it.
Carefree.
Those games during that age, we ate good back then with games.
We did.
We ate a lot. Real good. I mean, those were the golden eras. The 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Those were your golden years, and it's a little bit of 2010, but most of your golden era was just that specific 30-year gap. And if you reflect from more of the history of gaming, the evolution of it, and how games were done back then, we ate so good. I mean,
oh yeah, we did.
I still go back to Super Mario World once in a great while, because that is an iconic treasure that was so fun. Granted, now it's see how fast I can get to Bowser's place and beat him in like 5 minutes or something like that. But, yeah. But back then, it was cool and, going through all the challenges and stuff. But, yeah, I loved it. I mean, even in 64, I think back to the Ocarina of Time, one of their most prestigious masterpieces, or the Guitar Hero sagas, or the Final Fantasies. I mean, they're really, the amount of games that we could play back then was phenomenal, and you just didn't get bored, and they weren't outlandishly overpriced.
It was good. It was really good. I'm kind of like flashbacking here. I'm just like, dude, there's so much fun things. Like, I know it was good. It was really good. I always wanted to do like vlogging content, but it just it was like frowned upon from me. Like it was like, oh, you're too it's too childish, it's too this or that, and I'm just like, I got discouraged, and I was like, oh, well, all right. I kind of shunned myself away from like anime and other stuff, and I kind of kept that as like a secret and all that stuff. And now it's just full fledged. I don't give a shit. I pay my taxes. I pay my rent. I do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. Well, you can't like Iron Mouse. Well, now listen. I got my DTE bills. How about you go ahead and pay that for me? And pay my rent. Just pay it. Maybe I will accept your opinion and just be like, all right, you know what? Yeah. Just do it.
Well, even then, it's the evolution of everything too, Nello. Games were taboo back in the 80s and 90s. People would say, oh my God, you're playing that video game. Then gaming on the internet became a thing where people were getting mad about. And then anime, and then manga. And, as we have found new hobbies, some people have found they want to stay with the old ways. I don't think embracing change is a bad thing. I mean, now you have manga and anime that is a main staple of a lot of Western comics and art, and people have really enjoyed it. I remember when the only place you could find anime was Adult Swim.
Oh, dude.
For the longest time.
Adult Swim, man. Adult Swim is my shit. I love the fact that Adult Swim is like this very outlandish kind of humor that very much brought this weird niche concept and humor to be very like, wow, this is new. This is very weird. But this is new. I like this. And there's something like kind of a little bit raw and very uncanny with it, that it's very different. And I think that attracts people to it, and that's what attracted me to it. Like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Oh my God, I love that show. I watch Futurama, Aqua Teen.
Oh, that's a great one.
And Metalocalypse. Man, there's just a lot.
There was the Squidbillies that I think of, the Boondocks.
Squidbillies. Yep, Boondocks. I love Boondocks. And when it came down to the newer stuff, back in the YouTube days, I watched a lot of Ego Raptor and watched a lot of Oni and G, which made like the Oni cartoons, like the Dragon Ball Z cartoons. They made like the Le Garden Leviosa, that cartoons. Then the people don't know, and then now like they made Hellbenders, Leo and Satan, and now like Zach Hadel, which is Psychic Pebbles. Now they're making Smiling Friends, and it's like, man, kind of watching them just. God, it's just, everything like evolves into like this beautiful blossom of just all this good shit. It's so good.
So I grew up, and I grew up in the Midwest, and we didn't really have a lot of access to anime or manga. And the first ones that I ran into on Adult Swim that got me hooked was Gundam Wing. That was the very first one I saw.
Gundam was good. Yep.
Then they evolved, and then they did Robotech in the afternoons. So I was watching that, which was an older anime. And then they brought in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, and then I was completely hooked. I had to make sure whatever time slot it was on, I had to be there to watch it, especially when they started having the new episodes, because for a while they were stuck on the Namek saga, but they didn't go past a certain point once the Ginyu Force, and then I just remember my expression, like, because I had never known anything about the Super Saiyan or anything, so I was way behind, and then I just remember that episode with Frieza, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, what's happening here? I was like, that was the hype, and then after that, I was hooked. So anytime a new anime came out, especially on Adult Swim, that was or Toonami, that was my source, because we just didn't have a lot, which then steered me further into manga and other stuff, because I got into Bleach, but Bleach was really slow on episodes. Yep. So next thing you know, I started reading the manga. And the next thing you know, I started reading mangas for everything. And I was just like, at that point, I was just completely hooked. I mean, I even remember Inuyasha. That was an amazing anime too.
Was good.
And we ate good, and it changed how we perceived a lot of stuff, where anime became one of the things that a lot of people like, even as adults. I mean, I've watched movies, and I not really terribly phased. I remember Samurai X, Trust, Love, and Betrayal movie. That movie actually was a tearjerker, even for me. And I was like, holy shit, my buddy is right. Because he goes, I know you don't normally get all teary-eyed or anything. He says, I'll bet you like $20 that you won't, that you'll cry. And I said, yeah, right. By the end of it, you just see my eyes are a little glassy. I'm like, holy crap. I was like, I did not expect this. I'm like, this triggered all sorts of emotions. And I'm just like, anime can really tell these amazing stories that really can move emotions that we can't do in Hollywood. And that's at that point, pretty much anything anime I'd check into.
Cowboy Bebop's another good one. It's really good.
Yeah, and they didn't need it, and I'm glad they didn't continue the series or anything. I think it had a great beginning and end. And, it left a perspective of what happened in the end. I know that's still a debate to this day, and it's a good debate.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But then you have like One Piece that's been going on for 1 million years.
Oh, yeah. I'm caught up. It's my number one favorite anime. So good.
I saw that they're concluding episode or season 1 finally after like 1,000 episodes, and now going to a new where they're going to do seasons, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, not the seasons. They're arcs.
Yeah.
We know, we One Piece fans already know like what the quote unquote seasons are.
Yeah, pretty much.
They are arcs. Not seasons, arcs.
Yep. I'm looking forward. There's two, I don't know about you, but there's 2 animes I'm looking forward to coming out next year. Tanya the Evil Season 2 and the finale of the 1,000-Year Blood War with Bleach. What about you?
1,000-Year Blood War? Probably the ending of the last season of Fire Force. Fire Force I've read the manga of. That's a great one. I know the newer stuff from One Piece is coming over, so I know I'm going to be ready for that. I know My Hero ended this year, which I've read. I've read that and I saw it, and I was just like, "Yep, they ended it better in the anime, which is good." I haven't been watching much anime lately, which is sad. Sad.
Once you become a content creator, it feels like you don't get to watch much anymore.
Well, the thing is, it's like I haven't been in the mood.
Oh.
It's very weird. And I've been going through a lot of personal stuff, and that's probably what it has to do with. And I look at gaming as a comfort thing, and then I just watch YouTube as a comfort thing. I watch some TV, but other than that, I think anime is like I gotta put effort to commit to watching this.
So you're a binge watcher like me, then you gotta binge it.
Yeah. It's it feels like a chore to start it, but once you start it, it's like, yep, I'm good. I can just. But no, I'll rewatch Hunter x Hunter for the 10th time because it is my top 5. Hunter x Hunter is in my top 5 alongside One Piece. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I was really shocked when I saw that trailer, I think it was last week, of Tanya the Evil Season 2 finally coming. I didn't think that was ever going to actually be made. And I was like, holy crap. Because it seems so weird, but the whole anime and the novels, but I stumbled on it because one of the Hololive did a song. Pecos Bales did one of the ending songs to it. So, and she was talking about how much she loved that anime and the voice actress and songstress that does it. So I started checking it out just because I was like, okay, what's it about? And, first I'm like, I don't know, but it grew on me because the story ended up getting even more fascinating. And then I was like, man, this is actually pretty short-lived. And then I heard rumors that it wasn't going to come out or anything. And then suddenly they dropped this trailer and I'm like, they are actually going to continue the book series. I'm like, hell yeah. Because it's a fascinating one. And then, yes, just Bleach, because I've heard that after they finish 1,000-Year Blood War, Bleach is supposed to come back in manga and anime to do...
It's supposed to come back in the manga?
There was talks that I've heard that they're going to continue when Ichigo's a little bit older and it involves his kids, which I'll be blunt with you. I don't really want that because I saw what they did with Naruto, with Boruto, and I just like, they should just ended it with Naruto. And then he had kids, and they could have done one movie with his kid and been done with it. And I would have been happy.
And technically they did.
Yeah, they did. And then they just went all out on this manga and it's like the power scaling is just kind of crazy. I mean, and I don't think they do it as well as like Dragon Ball Super did, because at a certain point you knew the Saiyans were going to just completely outclass the humans. There's just no way that was ever going to change. I didn't think so. They still managed to keep them relevant in Dragon Ball Super to some extent, but it's just like the power scaling with Boruto is just, it's like, I don't know.
They're just like, bro, the Boruto, it's very weird.
Yeah,
they did it because
I checked out after I read a little bit of it. I was like, not for me.
Everybody was like, bro, what is this? Then in the anime, he fights velociraptors. I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this shit? This is not where. What is happening? It's why velociraptors? Make it make sense. Oh well, you have this and you have that, and it's like no. No, you're not making it make sense anymore. You've done enough. You've done enough.
Yeah, and I think sometimes overdoing it or trying to keep selling products or whatever is more harmful to the original product than you're led to believe. And in this case, I feel like they did more harm than good with it. But if some people are hooked on Boruto, and it's cool with them. But
good for you.
Each your own. For me, the series ended with Naruto. So that's why I'm like, I hope they don't do another Bleach. I really don't. I hope it just ends with 1,000-Year Blood War. It's done. Let's do a different story. Let's do something different. Because, there's a lot of different ideas you can do. So what are your goals and aspirations in your content creation career?
Goals and aspirations. I just want my show to go off. I really want my show, Bones and Burgers, to take off. To have at least, 30 people watching. 30 to 40. That's all. I don't partner would be nice, but I just want 30 or 40 viewers. That's all I would want, to be honest, because it's great. It's great to just have that little bit of just viewership to be I'm comfortable with this. But, and then just have someone to talk to. You have chat to talk to, because I believe chat makes majority of the stuff, and it can help, because there's sometimes there's chatters that really spark a funny moment, and there's it creates an interaction and starts a conversation, and it works, and that brings out the personality of the streamer. I feel like that's what it does a great job of. They show emotion, they show stories, they bring up something that reminds the streamer of something, and that's great. But mostly when you're alone, you usually get in your head. But that's why I always recommend just play a game that you really just love, or something that you love, and then it just happened.
And I agree with you on that. So, from the perspective of that, a lot of times, and I see this on Twitch a lot, and I experience this on YouTube. I have a pretty, decent following when I stream on YouTube when it comes to that, but barely anybody talks. And I've seen that a lot on Twitch, and then I see streamers get mad at their viewers saying, well, you guys should be talking, not lurking. I always get upset when people say that, because I'm like, hey, some people just like vibing, and I can't be mad at them for that. But at the same time, you are correct with it being quiet. Even with the lurkers, you get in your own head, and sometimes you're like, okay, am I being entertained?
Then you start comparing.
Yeah.
And comparing is the company you don't want.
And it gets in your head. So I understand where you're coming from on that. But you'd have some of the best advice I think you can give a content creator right there, Nello. Play something you enjoy.
Because in the end of the day, if you're doing this for money, successful or not, one way or another, you're going to burn yourself out. I already have people talking to me like, I did this for money and it worked out very well. But then now I'm just like, I don't want to do this. But I do this as a hobby, and I just want to have people to have fun with. And it's something I never thought I could, make friends with. And obviously there's been some downsides, clashing opinions. And I think about the psychology of it. I was like, it's really not worth it. If you're really gonna have this feeling because of a certain VTuber is for example, is just the whole Zentraya thing. I had a buddy who I thought was a buddy of mine was just well, they had a different opinion about that, and I was just well, I stand with Zen because I think she's just cool, and people are just kind of overthinking it, and they blocked me, and I'm just wow, okay, all right, I guess we're just gonna do that. All right, you know what? That's fine. And I feel what. They're just not mature enough, and that's what I'm gonna go with, because they're just not, and that's not their fault. It's just I wish they were, and things just happen,
and that's tragic. I mean, I feel like we have forgotten and I don't know if it's because of technology, social media, whatever construct it is, I feel like we've lost something somewhere along the way where you and I can have a different opinion on something, a situation. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. Doesn't mean we can't still hang out. Doesn't mean we can do it. Because I don't think everybody is always going to have the same brain think, the same takes on that. One of my best friends, near and dear to my heart, that has helped me through a lot. I love the Big Green Machine. I love him a lot. We disagree on AI. He's on this side, I'm on this side. We do not agree. It is a narrow, there's no impasse almost. We don't agree on it. But at the end of the day, we're still bros. We still talk about stuff. But, when we start getting into like news and we're talking about AI, I know when I need to
opinions clash, but
back off a little bit because we're just going to go around in circles and we're not going to get mad at each other. It's just, I know it's one of those debates that will never end unless somebody takes a step back. And then that's the risk where people get upset.
And that's the mature thing, to be honest. That's the mature thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love him to death, and he is entitled to his opinion just like I am. And you shouldn't throw away friendships, especially in the content creation sphere, where, we as a community should come together on certain situations. The Zentrea thing was absolutely ridiculous. I'll state my opinion, because Zentrea was one of the first VTubers I seen. Was one of the first. And I remember her Among Us. She was in her commander outfit. She was playing with Iron Mouse and several others. And she was the one that was sus. And it was hilarious. I loved what she was doing. And I loved that outfit. That's why when she evolved to the dragon instead of the commander, I thought that was kind of an interesting change for her. But I always knew her as the commander. So when she went back with that, with the hybrid of the dragon commander, I'm like, there was nothing wrong with that. That was literally her old attire brought back, and there is plenty of people that are in uniforms. It has nothing to do with the angle they were trying to take it. And I felt bad for her, how bad she was just getting dogpiled by people.
It was like, God damn, but what are you all thinking? We're really gonna think like this. We're really gonna think like this.
And then, of course, like you said, then we got those that, okay, bro, you're taking it a little too far, and I'm not going to take your side. Well, then we can't be friends. I'm like, that's not how friendship works. You take the good with the bad. You take, even if you disagree, you can still be friends. Even if you disagree, you can still be partners in content creation. There is nothing wrong. I mean, I know people that are in politics, and I'm still friends with them, whatever side they're on, because we all have a right to think the way we want to think. That's our God-given right. That's part of being a free society. And I just don't understand it. But it's like,
I don't either.
So from a journalist perspective, I've sat here and I interview a lot of content creators. It's slowed down a little bit this year just due to health. And I've been trying to continue doing a lot more journalism. One of the things that I found fascinating, the VTubing community is more fragmented than I thought it was compared to Flesh Tubers. Flesh Tubers and stuff, we were very discombobulated. there's a lot of competition out there, and we see each other as I'm just saying, we as the whole sphere. A lot of people see each other as competitors or people you can't collab with or enemies, or there's jealousy, or like you start benchmarking. Well, my content's hip here. Why is the algorithm ignoring me while this guy is shit down here, but he's way above me? And you get frustrated with that stuff. I get that. But I thought VTubing would be more, hey, we're all getting into it. We're all gamers.
We all
love
want the
anime.
same thing.
We want the
You
same
know what?
thing.
And guess what? It's more clicky than you think.
It's more clicky, and holy shit, the drama that I would even imagine is, and I know I'm
they
probably
look like me, this thing, oh no, like they said this, they don't like the way this person vibes, so let's keep it a secret, let's not tell them. It came out, all right, you know what, I'm gonna bring out my Google Docky. I'll bring out my Google Docky. Oh my god, blah, 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 blah. It just goes back and forth. And it's like we all, and the thing is, it's like, all right, now you're just getting in your heads. You're now everyone's getting a big head about this. Do you realize like this thing is supposed to be fun? Like, do you remember why you started this, or are you still thinking about that payout that you got recently from the thousands of subscribers that you got? And all those viewers that you're getting, and the community that's inflating your ego of being like, nah, you're in the right, and just like, you know what, I am in the right, and then you start believing it. But the thing is, when you have people that start like telling you like, oh no, they're wrong, when the real ones that have been there all along being like, dude, kind of rethink this, and then now you're turning back on those that have been with you since day one. Stop that.
Yeah. I mean, the drama thing is so crazy to me because, I think it's because there's another layer where, like, how I'm a flesh tuber, eventually going to do VTubing, or go back and forth a lot like Kason does. The interesting thing that I have noticed is because there's a more anonymous with VTubing, it seems like the crusade for drama and stuff is way higher. That's just from a journalist perspective of what I've looked at, and I don't know if it's because of that anonymity that it is why we see more Google Docs, we see more conspiracies. I mean, you're always going to have the locals on the non-VTubing side. I mean, or people that were successful that became locals. There's a lot of them I could name. But at the end of the day, it seems like there's always a new Google document with this whole beef between VTubers, and it's just pages and pages, and it feels like there's no escape.
You know what I do? If there's people that come to me, it's like, oh, you hear about that? You hear about this going on? And I look at them with sincerity. What the fuck are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you know why? I keep my feeds clean. I don't care if they're full of degenerate shit, if they're full of VTubing stuff, brain rot. But if I see some drama shit, there's that little itch that's like, well, you should take a look at this, and keep up to date on stuff. But then there's the other side of just like, you go down this rabbit hole, you're not going to come back. Just pay no mind.
There was a few I read.
You got bills to pay. You got rent. You're late on rent, buddy.
Yep.
What are you really thinking that this is going to be the right thing to do? And I'm just like, and then the ones that come to me are just like, oh, well, how have you not heard about this? Like, I don't pay attention to that, man. I don't do that kind of shit. I got no time. I'm too busy trying to have a life to literally worry about this.
So I think I've read 3 or 4 major Google Docs that have happened this year alone. And here is my conclusive analysis of it from a journalist perspective. Bunch of people need to grow. fuck up. That's it.
They do.
That's
They
it.
do.
If you want to treat it as a business or you're busy as a business, that's on you. If you are trying to turn this VTubing thing into some type of dating sim, bad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're somebody that's just trying to use somebody, don't just stop. And that's literally all I have seen, other than the petty stuff with like. And I get why Iron Mouse had to say what she did with Peanut. I get it because if she didn't congratulate him and be friendly, people would have said, "Oh, she's being petty because she didn't win Streamer of the Year or all this." And I get what was going to happen. I get she was in a no-win scenario at that point. She either had to reach out or she didn't. And no matter which way,
for that shit.
And no matter which way she went, Nello, people were going to blast her, and it was stupid. It was petty.
And there's a tweet that blew up for me that was just like, hey, she's getting way too much fucking hate for this, especially with the Raikai and the Ray situation or whatever. Those people were shit talking her like months before, and now they're trying to play victim and all that shit. And that's where just like I've known about those two like in the Kai Cenat sphere, and I'm just like and everyone's like, "Oh, Iron Mouse is just this." Person's like, "Oh, so we're not going to talk about the millions of dollars of charity work that she's done, for her disease." And I mean, no one's a saint. Don't get me wrong. We've all done our wrongs.
Yeah,
but what are you telling me? Like, this is like all. It's Twitter. It's only Twitter. You take Twitter out of the equation, and everything is like, oh my god, what? The clouds. The clouds are parting.
Hey, look, there's grass. There's grass. There's grass. Holy crap!
The grass is green. Oh my god!
It's people ill online. That's what it is. It's like, touch grass. You'll be happier. Go out there. Go watch the birds.
Touch grass. Get a fucking life. Get a life. That phrase needs to be more used than touch grass.
Yeah, because I was, there's some days you just enjoy the great things of nature. Like, I will sit outside. I haven't done it much this year, but earlier this year and last year, I'd sit out on the porch or I'll sit outside because, but I've told you I am a gardener too and do the gardening stuff. We have a bird sanctuary. We get all sorts of cool birds. I will sit out there and just watch the birds eat the bird seed from the feeders or on the ground, and we run into birds that we've never seen before that are passing through our state or, migrating here because there's food or something. And it's incredible. It's like, what the hell kind of bird is this? I haven't seen it. And I've been out here a week straight for an hour. What the hell is it? And you discover, it's something from California or something that obviously migrated here, or it's cool. And it's like, it's the simple things in life that you should be enjoying that actually is peaceful and has a sense of serenity. This being online and being knee deep in the weeds, even from a journalist perspective, is dangerous. It's you gotta go out and enjoy life.
Yep.
Because it's bad. So, what are some of your frustrations with content creation? Although I imagine we just talked about a little bit of them.
Majority of that. Also, like the algorithm can be very frustrating. Just kind of feel like you're backpedaling. You're like, what did I do wrong? It's just like, well, it's not your fault. And also just inconsistencies due to life that can really tank shit. It can really be frustrating. But at the end of the day, what's more important? Do you want that roof over your head, or do you really, really want those numbers? Think about it. It's most people are fortunate to get those and be in the situation that they are. And that's good. However, I'm not most people. I can't function properly with certain stuff, and it can be very, very frustrating. So it's can be a doozy at times.
Yeah, I have.
But
yeah, I have one of the content creators that I was following that I interviewed, and I noticed she hadn't been around for a month, and I thought that was weird because usually she gets about 60 to 100 concurrent, and I was busy, and I was like, what the hell happened to her? So I messaged her and said, hey, are you okay? Because I'm like, I haven't got a notification. I ain't seen anything from you in over a month. And I'm just checking in because she was kind to me while I was going through cancer. So I just wanted to, be a good human and return that. And she said, I decided to get a job and cut back on streaming for a bit. And she said, well, I'm doing good on Twitch. It's just not paying enough. And she said, I just fear getting pigeonholed into streaming and having to get stressed out relying on that for money. And I'd rather also just build a career outside content creation. And I was proud of her. I was like,
there we go.
I was like, hey, I get it. I do accounting Monday through Friday. And then after that, I do streaming and content in the evenings. I get it. You get busy. You don't have a lot of time just for yourself, but job security, because you just never know. And this is, I think, one of the scary parts from my perspective. And I'm sharing this frustration to see if you kind of agree. You mentioned the algorithm. That's one of them, especially YouTube going with AI for everything. And then you've got Twitch that has no real algorithm, so discoverability is kind of meh. But there's one thing common that both Twitch and YouTube have. They can Thanos snap you out of existence in 2 seconds, take away your livelihood, take away your income, put you in the poorhouse, put you bankrupt, because an AI said, oh, well, you did this, even though you really didn't. And then you're going to have to spend months trying to fight YouTube. Or like when Mother AI got banned off Twitch for well over a month because of fraud, because of chargebacks or whatever, which had nothing to do with her. She has no control over that crap. Why the hell did Twitch ban her? And she had to get a lawyer to get unbanned. You should never have to get lawyers to do that, to get unbanned.
No, you shouldn't. And somehow it's like, well, here we go. And that's why Twitch has been more of like a helping hand than like Twitch changed my life, definitely. Met some great people, met some good friends, and it's helped us with rent and all that stuff. It's never been this main source of income. But it has been for a little bit, like through a certain period, but it was like, no, this is too much. So this is more of a hobby than a career.
I mean, even you could have a career on it, but I don't. Unless you know you're not going to get yeeted off there, because you could be innocent. You could be completely innocent in everything and just be wiped out of existence. Just to push of a button, and getting a person to review it, whether on YouTube or Twitch, is so damn hard because they just put it through the AI, and the AI is like, beep, boop, bop. We stand by what we say, beep, beep, beep. And then then you have to go on Twitter and make a million posts and hope that it gets viral and you get all the big creators with billions of subs and stuff to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I've seen many innocent people in the last 2-3 weeks getting banned because of the AI.
Yeah.
And you think, and when you think about it, some of these people may earn $10,000-$20,000 a month. They may have overhead. They may have salaries for people like thumbnail artists and crap. Next thing you know, everybody's losing their job or unemployed, or it's scary. And I think that's where, no matter what you do, you can treat it as a business, hobby, but have a backup source of income. You just don't know when it's going to happen.
Rough. It never should need to. And there are moments to where it's just like, it sucks. Like, hey, emergency donathon. We need this. We need that. Is it possible for you to get help? It's like a mini GoFundMe, but you have to live do it.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it sucks because I don't have a job until January 5th because holidays have fucked me. And the job pays well. That's a good thing. But the other thing is like, well, fuck, what are we going to do for rent? That's this other shit.
Yeah, a lot of companies are on shutdown for several weeks around the holidays. So it's really hard to do things. I know. Like my stepdad, you got to just bank your PTO because the last 2 weeks is when they do shutdown. So if you don't have the PTO, no paycheck. And that can get scary and get really dicey. We have talked about this one a little bit, but I guess we'll go for the gusto on this. Do you really think social media helps folks grow in content creation?
Yeah. I think so. Everybody's like, I definitely think so. You definitely need to get your word out there. You need to get your word out there because that's how True started. True started on Twitter and specifically on Twitter, and that's how she was able to get good numbers. A lot of people envied that. All she did was just ship posts. That's all she did, and she just took off from there. So that's how. I know I'm not the biggest. I'm definitely not the biggest, but it does help.
And I think so too. I agree with you. The one thing that I have tried to explain to somebody about social media is it's either shit posting just random pictures every day, basically slop posts as they call it, or you get into fights on the internet. And make sure you are on the right side, that everybody's going to side with you and back you up. Because I've watched several people grow just because they took a specific political stance and then they got attacked for it. And then next thing you know, they're getting massive support for their business. They're getting millions of new followers and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself,
attention is attention.
I'm like, I'm not really big on drama. That's the weird thing with me, Nello. I can talk about stuff, but I'm 45 years old. I just beat cancer. I'm still fighting a health condition that damn near killed me in November.
Yeah.
I'm too old for the high school drama shit.
Exactly.
I'm like,
once you've done shit like that, you're like, what the I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. I'm just like, life's too fucking short. It's like, I deal with that all my life, or with family that I don't talk to, or things like that. It's like, I don't need that shit in my life. I may have an opinion that somebody disagrees with. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just going to move the hell on. But, I can be opinionated. I mean, I'll talk about guys like DSP and stuff, but or some of the funny things, but am I going to go on a full 2-hour video on somebody? No. Am I going to go post a ton on social media? No. I may make a joke on X once in a while saying, "I need that money, I really, really do." DSP's famous quote, just to respond. But other than that, I don't care. I made a comment during the Cinder whole saga. I said, I remember saying, God. I said, this just sounds like a bunch of Mean Girl shit. That's literally all I said. It got a lot of likes, and I'm just like, that's all I chalked it up as after I started reading. I was like, yeah, I'm done with it already.
That's some Mean Girl shit, man.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies on Mean Girls, so I'm like, yeah, all right, carry on. No, it's just another day.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's just, life's too short when it comes to that. And maybe it's because I've gotten a little wiser over the years, but I can't do it. I'd rather just grow organically for me and not because I decided to do something stupid like just say, "Oh my God, Zentreya's outfit's awful," or sometimes it's better just not to say a damn thing. Yeah. We used to have that concept: if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
And no one. But the thing is, I don't know, dude. I really don't know what's up with people. I don't know.
It's crazy. No, I'd rather sit there and talk with you on cooking recipes and burgers, or talk to you about games. I'd rather do a collab with you or True or something and just have laughs all night. Dear God, I've had some amazing laughs that I remember there's a couple Valheim streams with Nessie and her husband Deathkin that we do a collab on Fridays usually. We're almost done with Valheim, then we got to figure out something else. I literally would die laughing. My face is just red, and I'm just sitting here just laughing nonstop because we would just do some of the craziest things for laughs. Or sometimes we weren't even trying to do something crazy for a laugh, and then next thing you know, we just play it off, and the next thing you know, my house is kind of small, so the other rooms, my mom, who's been awesome for caretaking, she goes, "I heard you laughing all night last night." She goes, "It sounds like you had fun. Makes me wish I'd watch your content." I said, "Should." I said, "You probably get a good laugh." She goes, "It's good hearing you laugh." I said, "Well, laughter is the miracle cure to help people get well." That's what they say anyway.
The whole thing with, like, for example, like the whole Cinder thing, it was very like, wow, yeah, everything was very shocking. And I had a lot of friends that are just like, listen, I've told you, don't let it get to your head. And guess what? It did. But I like I said, I don't play into that stuff. I'm just a bonehead on the internet. That's all I am. That's all I am, man. That's all I want to be.
I'm just a happy-go-lucky
I don't want to be
gamer,
anything else.
journalist,
just alone.
dragon.
I'm just a gamer. Let me be a gamer.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. It's crazy. It's like but the thing is, I think there's a lot more of us out there. It's just the squeaky wheel is always the one that everyone sees and gets the attention.
Yeah.
And that's always been the case, though, since the dawn of time.
It's humans are human.
And that's why you're glad to be a bonehead.
That's why I'm a bonehead. Ain't no human, I'm a bonehead.
That's why this is my spirit animal right behind me. Giving those mean eyes right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yep. Dragons have always been my spirit animal when it comes to that.
Oh, yeah.
That and Godzilla. Or both. Just depends. So, last question. I appreciate your time today, Nello. This has been a lot of fun and very illuminating on a lot of discussions. Do you have any advice for folks that are really wanting to get into the content creation sphere, whether it's in VTubing, flesh tubing? What advice can you give if you were to mentor somebody?
If you have a hobby, do it. If you want to be a streamer, do the hobby on stream. It is a lot of fun to where you put your love for your craft out there, and there's a lot of people that will join you on that support. Because there's nothing better than that, because you will be able to just do it by yourself. And then you'll find out later on that who knows, you'll have a whole group of people watching you and talking about like the work that you do and the work that you love, and then about how much they love the work, and you have things to talk about, and then that's how you build the community. You build a community of what you love, and then that community is about a community about the things that you love. And then now it's like, oh wow, we all love this thing.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. I think it all starts with your hobbies. Do you have anything in closing that you want to share?
Bones and Burgers, great burger place. I recommend it. We have homemade bone broth made from my head. No flames involved. It's fine. If you want the flames, it's spicy. We have the burgers, we have the beef, we have the juices. Where the juices come from, that's a secret. We don't give that information out. There's a lot of bones, a lot of boning, and bone and ribs. Yeah.
So do you ever get any lawsuits from somebody getting a bone in their burger?
OSHA already approved it. So whenever they come back, we're like, we're grandfathered in. You can't come back here. We're grandfathered in.
Now the main thing is,
leave.
Do you at least have bacon and cheese to go with it?
So always, you always have bacon and cheese to go with your burgers. I mean,
you have to. That's a mandatory thing.
And True is messaging me. I know where the juices come from.
Well,
love you, honey.
All I can say is, the only thing I can do in regards to that is, all right. Well, I love that. Oh, that is amazing. I love the red.
You're on my shit list. You're on my shit list now. That's.
Oh, I get used to that.
Going back to the shop.
Yep, you got more burgers to serve.
Yep, I got shows to prep, and the first show is gonna be we're gonna have Hades Mythos and also Icy Sylvie on the November January 10th show. By the way, that was me hiccuping, but when I hiccup, it was like an inhale, so it hurt.
Oh,
it hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a burp. Shut up! It was like a burp hiccup, and then shut up! Yeah.
A wild True appears.
Yeah,
he's super effective.
Laughing. Yep, she is laughing at me, and I'm not appreciative of it. But you know what? There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, don't worry, you'll get to have some laughs too once I get to interview Trua. So
I will.
Be prepared for that.
Yeah.
All right, Nell, thank you so much for joining me on this Content Creators Corner here. I really appreciate you, man. And
yeah, no problem.
This has been great. And we will definitely be in touch soon with many more things.
Yeah, we'll game around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll game around.
For my
viewers, be
viewers,
there, I swear to God.
And for my viewers, his Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, will be down below, as well
Twitter.
as a link to his Twitch. And if he wants me to add the YouTube, I will put the YouTube down there as well. Give him some love, support him. And thanks again for tuning in. And we'll have another one coming out soon. Peace.